Welcome to the Cenario podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
You know that feeling, right? That relentless internal alarm. The one that just goes off when deadlines hit or life throws, everything at you. Parenting stuff, money worries, all at once.
Oh, yeah.
We all know it. The foggy head, snapping at people, feeling like you're constantly playing catch-up.
It's definitely more than just a feeling, though. That's your body actually, responding physiologically.
Right.
And today we're going to dive straight into the engine room of that response, cortisol.
Ah, the famous stress hormone.
Exactly. It's the hormone your adrenal glands pump out when stress hits. But here's the thing, and this is crucial. Cortisol isn't bad, it's essential.
Okay. Essential how?
Well, it wakes you up. It regulates your metabolism, manages blood sugar, helps control inflammation. It's literally a survival tool.
So it's not the villain. It's more like a tool that gets stuck in the on position.
That's a great way to put it. If you're dealing with chronic stress, not the quick tiger's gone kind, but the tiger is my overflowing inbox kind, that tool gets overworked. And that's our mission today. We need to unpack the serious health issues that pop up when cortisol stays too high for too long. And then importantly, drill down into the natural strategies that actually work. We're focusing on specific supplements with real, verifiable research behind them, evidence-based stuff.
Got it. So let's start with the problems. What happens when this system runs too hot for too long?
Okay, yeah. The consequences are, well, they're pretty broad, unfortunately. It sets up this really nasty, vicious cycle, impacts everything from your weight to how often you get sick.
Let's talk weight first. That's a big one for people. The whole stress belly thing, is that real? What's happening there?
Oh, it's very real. And it's basically a powerful evolutionary hangover. High cortisol is strongly linked to weight gain, specifically that visceral fat deep in the abdomen.
Why there?
Because your body thinks it's under constant threat, right? It assumes resources might be scarce. So cortisol ramps up your appetite. And it often drives these intense cravings for junk food, high-calorie, sugary stuff, the quickest fuel it can find.
So your body thinks it needs emergency fuel because of email.
Pretty much. You're basically evolved to store fat when you think a predator's chasing you. That same ancient biological script runs every time your phone buzzes with bad news or another demand.
Wow. That puts the stress belly in a whole new light. It's not about willpower failing.
Not at all. It's our modern environment clashing with our ancient biology.
Okay.
And the cycle gets worse. Think about sleep. High cortisol is just terrible for sleep.
Gates you up.
Keeps you wired but tired. Makes it hard to fall asleep. Or you wake up, 3 a.m., mind racing. You're exhausted, but your body thinks, nope, gotta stay alert, danger.
Yeah, I know that one. Couple of bad nights sleep and my stress tolerance just tanks. Everything feels like a catastrophe.
Exactly. That's the self-feeding loop we see again and again in the research. Stress ruins your sleep, and then being sleep-deprived actively spikes your stress and anxiety the next day, which guarantees your cortisol stays high, which means...
Another bad night. Vicious cycle, like you said. Okay, so beyond weight and sleep, what about the less obvious costs, like feeling constantly run down or foggy?
Yeah, that run-down feeling. Often that's your immune system taking a hit. Chronically high cortisol basically acts like an immune suppressant.
Meaning?
Meaning you're way more likely to catch every cold that goes around, get sick more often. And cognitively, it's a real drain.
Brain fog.
Brain fog, trouble concentrating, memory glitches, forgetting simple things. Cortisol is often a key player in that. It can also contribute to feelings of anxiety and even depression over time.
So getting cortisol in check isn't just about feeling calmer. It's fundamental for your immune system, managing weight, keeping your mind sharp.
Yeah.
It's truly holistic.
Absolutely. Physical and mental well-being are deeply intertwined here.
Right. Now, we promise supplements. People often want the quick fix, But you mentioned earlier, and the sources seem to agree, that we need to deal with diet, exercise, sleep first. Why not just jump to ashwagandha if it's so powerful?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the data is really, really clear on this. Supplements can be fantastic accelerants, but they absolutely are not standalone cures.
It's okay.
They only truly work as part of what we call an integrative approach. You have to address the lifestyle foundations first. Think about it. If you're chugging coffee all day and sleeping 4 hours a night, no amount of ashwagandha, however good it is can undo that level of biological strain. It just can't.
Okay, so what are those specific foundations, the things that make the supplements actually, take root?
Okay, first up, diet. We're talking balanced nutrition. Whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, that's the baseline.
Standard advice, yeah.
But specifically for stress resilience, you want foods high in antioxidants and those omega-3 fatty acids. They actively help manage the inflammation that cortisol drives.
Got it. Antioxidants, omega-3s. Then there's movement and rest, the usual suspects.
Yes, but let's be specific. Regular exercise isn't just about feeling good. It's proven to reduce stress hormones, improve mood. It directly helps lower cortisol.
Okay.
And sleep. Honestly, we can't hammer this point home enough. You must prioritize getting enough rest. If poor sleep actively raises cortisol,
Which it does.
then optimizing those, say, 7 to 9 hours, is probably the single most powerful, non-negotiable step you can take before anything else.
Okay, non-negotiable. What else?
Then you have the more active stress management techniques, things like mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, Tai Chi. These are all proven methods.
How do they work?
They directly help regulate your nervous system. They promote relaxation and lower cortisol without you needing to swallow anything.
Right, so the lifestyle stuff is like preparing the soil.
Exactly. That's a perfect analogy. Lifestyle changes improve the soil quality. Supplements are like the seeds you plant in that soil.
Plant seeds in bad soil.
And they just won't grow. Or they won't thrive anyway.
That makes total sense. Okay, speaking of seeds, let's get to the evidence leaders. The supplements that really sit out in the data. We're talking adaptogens, right? Herbs that help the body adapt to stress.
Yes, but let's pause right there. We should probably define adaptogen clearly.
Good idea.
An adaptogen is basically a natural substance, usually a plant or maybe a fungus, that helps your body become more resilient to stressors, whether they're physical, chemical, or biological stressors, by sort of normalizing physiological functions. Think of it like an internal thermostat. An adaptogen helps stop your systems from swinging wildly between, say, overheating and freezing when you're under pressure. It aims for balance, for equilibrium.
Okay, thermostat. I like that. So with that definition, where do we start? Which adaptogen has the best evidence?
That would absolutely be ashwagandha.
It's a big one.
Without a doubt. It's the most researched adaptogen specifically for cortisol management. The evidence is really strong. We're talking multiple randomized controlled trials, RCTs.
And for listeners, RCTs are?
That's the gold standard in clinical research. It means the studies were designed rigorously, the findings are repeatable, statistically significant. It separates ashwagandha from a lot of other supplements that might only have anecdotal evidence or weaker studies.
So what do these gold standard studies find? What's the key takeaway?
The number that just jumped out from the sources was its ability to reduce cortisol levels by up to 32%.
Wow, 32%. That's huge.
It's a really significant physiological shift. Often, specific extracts like KSM66 are mentioned in the studies that showed the best results.
A nearly 1/3 reduction is definitely moving the needle. What else does ashwagandha do besides just lowering cortisol?
Well, it seems to support overall well-being, too. Things like improving sleep latency.
Meaning how fast you fall asleep.
Exactly. Promoting relaxation, helping with mood. It's quite holistic. And the typical dose range cited in those successful studies is pretty consistently between 250 to 600 milligrams per day.
Okay, 250 to 600 milligrams.
Yeah.
Got it. Now, what about the next one on the list? Rhodiola rosea. This one seems a bit different.
It is, yeah. Rhodiola also has decent evidence, including some solid RCTs. But its unique benefit is less about calming down and more about function. Yeah. Ashwagandha is great if your nervous system feels totally hyperactive and you need to wind down. Rhodiola is better known for boosting energy, improving focus, and importantly, reducing fatigue. Mental fatigue, especially.
Ah, okay. So if your stress feels more like burnout, like you're exhausted but still have tons to do, rhodiola might be the better fit.
That's often how it's positioned, yes. It helps you manage the stress while potentially maintaining or even improving productivity and cognitive endurance. Less sedation, more resilience under load.
Interesting. What's the typical dosage for rhodiola?
Generally around 400 to 600 milligrams per day is what the studies tend to use.
Okay. Our third heavy hitter isn't an herb, it's an amino acid. L-theanine. People know this from green tea, right?
Yeah.
Famous for that quick calming effect.
That's the one.
So, quick question then. Can I just, drink a ton of high-quality green tea or matcha? Or is the supplement dose really key here? Did the research look at that?
That's a really insightful question.
Okay.
And yes, while green tea definitely has calming properties thanks to L-theanine, getting the concentration found in a typical supplemental dose, usually around 200 milligrams, is pretty difficult through tea alone. You'd likely consume a lot of caffeine trying to get there.
Ah, right, the caffeine trade-off.
Exactly. So the research really focuses on the concentrated supplement form, especially when looking at its effects on acute stress.
Okay, so what does that research show for those sudden stressful moments?
Studies indicate that L-theanine can quite quickly reduce salivary cortisol levels right after a stressful event happens.
How does it work so fast?
It seems to work by increasing alpha brain waves. Those are the brain waves associated with the state of relaxed alertness. So it calms you down without making you drowsy.
Nice. Any other benefits?
Yeah, it's often used for anxiety relief. It can improve sleep quality, mostly by quieting that mental chatter, and it's known to boost cognitive function. People sometimes pair it with caffeine to get the focus without the jitters.
Interesting synergy. And the dose.
A standard effective dose is typically 200 milligrams per day.
Fantastic. Okay, so we have ashwagandha for the big, long-term cortisol drop, rhodiola for energy and focus under stress, L-theanine for that quick, acute calm. Now, let's broaden out a bit. What about essential nutrients or other compounds that play a supporting role?
Okay, absolutely. We have to talk about magnesium.
The mineral.
Yes. It might sound basic, but its role in the stress response is absolutely fundamental. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of enzyme reactions in the body,
Wow.
and it's critical for regulating the entire HPA axis. That's the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the command center for your stress response.
And it's something a lot of people might be low in, right? So supplementing could make a difference fairly quickly.
It certainly could. It's often called nature's relaxant for a reason. It helps with muscle tension, neurotransmitter regulation.
Okay.
And intervention studies where people are actually given magnesium have shown it can help reduce cortisol and ease stress symptoms.
What's a sensible dose?
Assuming it doesn't cause any digestive issues, which it sometimes can, the sources often suggest a range of around 200 to 400 milligrams per day.
Okay, magnesium. Next up, omega-3s. Fish oil. We hear about it constantly for heart health, brain health, but also for cortisol.
Oh, yes. Hugely important for cortisol management. Part of the reason is their powerful anti-inflammatory effect.
Right. Inflammation and stress go hand in hand.
You really do. And omega-3s have been linked in some studies to a really impressive reduction in cortisol levels, up to 33%.
Whoa, that puts it right up there with ashwagandha.
Pretty much neck and neck in terms of potential impact based on that data point. Plus, you get all the other benefits for brain health, heart health. It builds stress resilience overall. It's a really solid foundation.
What's the recommended intake for that kind of benefit?
Generally, for optimal effects, we're looking at 1 to 3 grams, that's grams, not milligrams, of combined EPA and DHA per day. You usually have to check the label on fish oil supplements for those specific amounts.
1 to 3 grams EPDHA.
Got it. Okay, finally. Any other supporting players worth mentioning briefly? Things that pop up, but maybe the evidence isn't quite as strong as for those top 5?
Yeah, a couple come to mind. Phosphatidylserine is one. It's a type of fat, a phospholipid found in cell membranes. It's often studied for its ability to kind of blunt the cortisol spike after intense exercise.
Okay.
And vitamin C. Now, vitamin C isn't a direct cortisol reducer in the same way ashwagandha is.
Right, more immune support.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's critical because chronic stress absolutely drains your vitamin C levels. It's a powerhouse antioxidant and vital for immune function, both of which take a beating under stress. So replenishing it is important. Dosages of 500 milligrams per day or even higher are often suggested to help restore those levels during stressful periods.
This is all incredibly helpful. But whenever we talk about starting new supplements, people always have questions about safety, side effects, and how long does this stuff actually take to work? Absolutely crucial points, and the sources are unanimous on this. You must talk to a healthcare professional before starting anything new, especially if you have any existing health conditions or if you're taking other medications.
Why especially them?
Because while most of these are generally safe and well tolerated, they can have side effects. Maybe digestive upset, maybe drowsiness with ashwagandha for some. And critically, they can interact with other meds, things like blood pressure medication, thyroid medication, anti-anxiety drugs. You need professional guidance there.
So doctor first. Assuming someone gets the green light, they start ashwagandha based on that 32% data. What's a realistic timeline? Is this a quick fix?
Unfortunately, no, it really isn't. Patience and consistency are absolutely key here.
Okay.
How long it takes to see significant results varies a lot from person to person. Their baseline stress, their diet, sleep, all those factors matter. But the study suggests you might start noticing some effects within a few weeks, but the really profound benefits of adaptogens often take more like 4 to 8 weeks of consistent daily use to fully manifest.
4 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, you're essentially recalibrating a major physiological system, your body's stress response system. That doesn't happen overnight.
That really reframes the expectation. It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint. Especially, like you said, when you pair it with those foundational lifestyle changes.
Precisely. That's where the real power lies. It's in the combination. Using these specific evidence-backed supplements like ashwagandha, rhodiola, omega-3s, alongside a determined effort to fix the foundations. Improve the diet, guarantee movement, and absolutely prioritize sleep. You simply cannot out-supplement a lifestyle that's actively working against you.
And that brings us perfectly to the final thought we wanted to leave everyone with today. We established right at the beginning that just poor sleep, all by itself, is powerful enough to significantly raise cortisol levels.
So consider this. If just ignoring that one pillar sleep can inject enough physiological stress to potentially undermine the benefits you'd get from even the best supplements, how much hidden compounding stress are you already carrying just by neglecting the basics?
Good question.
So the takeaway isn't just about what you should add to your routine, like these supplements. It's maybe even more important to think about what detrimental habits or neglected areas you need to strategically fix or remove first. Optimize those foundations: sleep, diet, movement, basic stress management, and then bring in these heavy-hitting supplements as the targeted accelerators to help you finally build genuine, lasting resilience.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.